So next, let's solve a problem about area. A rectangular reflecting pool in a park is 20 feet wide and 40 feet long, and the gardener wants to plant a strip of grass of uniform width, meaning the same, across the edge of the pool, and she only has enough seed to cover 70 feet squared. How wide will the grass strip be? So I know that the area of this large rectangle minus the pool would equal the area of grass. So the area of my large rectangle minus the pool area equals the area of the grass, which is 700 feet squared. My pool is, I need to draw in a color other than blue. My pool is 20 feet wide and 40 feet long. And what I want to do is I'm going to take an uniform amount of a grass path. So each of these could be X. So that makes my length 40 plus these two X's, right? And my width 20 plus 2X. If I was to multiply these together, I would find the area of the large rectangle. So the area of the large rectangle is 20 plus 2x times 40 plus 2x. I'm going to subtract out the pool area, which is just this area, which would be 20 times 40, is 700. I've got 700, and only wrote 70 feet squared. So let's go ahead and write this in a better color. I'm going to foil this. So 20 times 40 is 800. 20 times 2x is 40x. 2x times 40x is 80x. And 2x times 2x is 4x squared, minus the area of our pool, which is 20 times 40, which is 800 square feet. That's got to equal 700. So I need to go ahead and combine my terms on the left-hand side. My 800s cancel, and I've got 4x squared plus 120x equals 700. Well, in order to solve this polynomial, I'm going to move this 700 to the other side. So I have 4x squared plus 120x minus 700 equals 0. Now I need to factor this. Well, I can pull out a factor of 4. So I have 4x plus 30x minus 175 equals 0. And I know that my AC in this case is a negative 175, which is actually, and I need that to add up to B, which is 30. And I have negative 175 is a positive 35 times a negative 5. So this is going to factor to 4 times x plus 35 times x minus 5 equals 0. So I have x equals, x plus 35 equals 0, and x minus 5 equals 0. So I have x is negative 35, and x is a positive 5. But wait, x is a measure of distance. Can I have measures of distance that are negative? No, I cannot. So our final and correct answer is x equals 5. How wide will the grass strip be? It'll be 5 feet. The last example in this section is as a projection problem. So a ball is projected upward from the ground, and the distance from the ground at t seconds is S of t is negative 16t squared plus 64t. At what times, because it goes in like an arch, right? At what times will my ball to the nearest tenth, so 1 decimal place, will the ball be 32 feet from the ground? So I have S of t is negative 16t squared, right? It's got a negative coefficient, so I know this parabola is opening upside down, plus 64t, where S of t is the distance from the ground at t seconds. So I'm going to take 32 is negative 16t squared plus 64t. I'm going to move everything to the left, so I get rid of that negative leading coefficient. So I have 16t squared minus 64t plus 32 is 0, and then I start to factor. Okay, let me pull out the greatest common factor, which in this case is 16. Got t squared minus 4t plus 2 is 0. And I think to myself, okay, are there any factors of AC, which is 2, that add up to b, which is negative 4? No. So I need to use the quadratic formula. A is 1, b is negative 4, and c is 2. So x is a negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 8 over 2. So x equals 4 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 2. X equals 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 2 over 2. X is 2 plus or minus the square root of 2. Well, let's plug this into my calculator. 2 plus the square root of 2 is about 3.4. So it'd be 3.4 seconds. And 2 minus the square root of 2, because remember we're solving for, it wasn't x in this case, it was t, where t is in time, but I ought to have it switched back to x, sorry. 2 minus the square root of 2 is 0.6 seconds. So at what times will my ball be 32 feet from the ground? That'll be at 3.4 seconds and 0.6 seconds as our final answer.